Hi, good evening, welcome. Well, depending where you are, it's Bank Holiday Monday. Unless, of course, you're in Scotland, where I think in Glasgow it might be Bank Holiday Monday, but not over here, and certainly not on the East Coast. But what date is it? It must be about Monday the 13th. And so, bank holiday, yes or no? Yeah, depends where you are. In England, definitely a bank holiday. And not a problem to me whether the bank has a holiday or not. I still seem to owe them lots, but there we are. There we are. Anyhow, how are you? How's your day been? Has it been a good day or a bad? Have you had good weather or bad weather? Light clouds, dark clouds, all those things. I've had a mixed day. Good in parts, harder and sad in parts, different bits, and yes, all sorts of different things really. And watch Millionaire tonight. It was yesterday's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And where would you set your level? That's a sort of question. What do we need? How much do we need? 32 grand would be quite good, I think. But watch Charlotte Church and Richard from Pointless, and then what's his name? The footballer John Barnes ended up with 1,000. Well, I'm not. No spoiler, because you may not have seen it. But it's interesting, this whole lockdown business, isn't it? Of what we do to keep ourselves amused. And one of the things I've been trying to do is look through music, finding all sorts of different things. I went into the Seekers last week. I'll never find another you. And I've also been into a bit of Neil Diamond, and that type of thing. Wondering where I'm going to go next. Some hymn tunes, some good hymn tunes, and some really nice organ music as well, which I've been picking up from Peter Dyke, the assistant organist at Hereford Cathedral. I've been worrying a little bit about my next door neighbour because I found out that he worships exhaust pipes. And I was worried about that. I now realised he's a Catholic converter. Yes, absolutely. And a friend of mine phoned today and said she's been doing some plastic surgery. She's been cutting up all her credit cards, which I think is a very good idea. Credit and debit on both sides of these things. One thing that came to me today, which did make me laugh, on the office door of a NASA executive, it said "out to launch." Out to launch. That was the one chuckle of today. So I teamed up at one point with my brother and sister and husband and wife, and we had one of these sibling meetings, which was quite interesting. And after I tried to get my head around the technology, which didn't work, but my sister doesn't mind me telling you this. She ordered some fish from a well-known Lochfine fish company, and it was delivered, and she got all sorts of things that she didn't expect in the delivery box, which was rather nice. So there was a couple of mini eggs, and there were various other things, and there was a lovely packet of sort of clear type of stuff that she thought, well, this looks really nice, fishy, sort of thick, big packets of it. So it was in the freezer, and she decided that she would cook it. So she got it out, and she decided. Remember the old boil in the bag, Vesta curries? Some of you are old enough to remember Vesta curries. Oh gosh, yes, the boil in the bag things. So she popped it into the bag to boil it and let it defrost. And when she opened it, it was a gel pack, one of those gel packs they put in to keep things really cool. So thank goodness she didn't eat it, because they're full of antifreeze and strange things like that. But it just made me laugh, because that was going to be the main thing at tea. They thought it was going to be a little fishy number. Well, it certainly was fishy, but it was quite dangerous. But they also told me a story about some neighbours who had their grandchildren coming, and so grandma went out, and I think grandchildren must have been staying. I think they were all staying together, because of course they wouldn't be allowed to visit, because you can't do that. Grandma went out on Easter morning and hid eggs all around the house, all around the garden. Lots of them. so they could have an Easter egg hunt, which went fine until her husband decided before the Easter egg hunt he would mow the lawn and do a bit of strimming. Well, you can imagine there was eggs flying everywhere, and yes, all a bit strange. Somebody rang me and said, Bob, you cracked a joke yesterday about the Heinz factory and we didn't get it. Could you tell us again? So I said, the Heinz factory has been canned as they couldn't catch up with the orders. The Heinz factory has been canned as they couldn't catch up with the orders. So it's a bit like the laundrette who's been taken to the cleaners because of all these bad times. And an aerial company, they've had to call in the receivers. So Easter Monday, looking back over Easter and over Holy Week, it's been a challenging time, hasn't it? And all those things. But now we're moving forward and we begin to think, well, what's next? And that's the question. Now we've just been told we could be locked down for another month, at least, which is, wow, really thinking. I look as if I don't know what I'm wearing. I had a dog collar on earlier on, so I've got a dog collar shirt under this rather natty little jumper. Well, it wasn't natty, it's knitted actually. Knitted, whatever it is. Did you hear, by the way, about the teddy bear that worked on the building site? And he went to the building site one day and he got his shovel and his pickaxe and all those things. He came back and the pickaxe had been stolen. I thought, this is ridiculous. And he was so cross. So he went to the site manager and moaned. And the site manager said, well, I'm afraid to say I forgot to tell you, today is the day the teddy bears have their picks nicked. But, so if you go down to the woods today, be prepared for a big surprise. Actually, not as many people are going out, are they? That seems to be one of the things that is working quite definitely. What I have been doing today is trying to charge up an old iPad because I want to take it to church to use it so that we've got the readings on iPad all the time, getting very trendy and modern. Well, this was the iPad that I tried to trade into Apple when I bought my new one, and they sent it back saying it wasn't very good. I'm now discovering why it wasn't very good, but hopefully it's been on charge, well, since it's 9:30 this morning, and it's up to 38% now, so we're getting there, aren't we? I think the battery may be a bit iPadded, if I'm completely honest, but there we are. So the rest of this week we're going to be thinking about things. I'd quite like to have some suggestions of subjects to talk about, and what I could bring perhaps to BOBCAST. I've got to say thank you to all of you who've been watching. There's been over 4,500, nearly 5,000 hits on this now, and there's a regular group of you who keep watching. So thank you for that. It's really good, and I might be able to do something more with YouTube and I get a decent number of followers. But thank you. I do appreciate it very much indeed. And if you have got any bright ideas, then maybe let me know. So all the people who are working, and we're seeing that in different countries people are beginning to go back to work. I suspect we're going to be a little bit yet, but I've been enjoying, and I know my colleagues have been enjoying phoning people. And sadly, we had some bad news about someone today, someone who I don't know particularly well, but that's been tough for them because normal things are happening as well as all the COVID-19 stuff that's going on. So life does go on in its ups and downs and its tumultuous ways, really. Old basketball players apparently never die. They just go on dribbling. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I just don't think that's very good indeed. And old accountants never die. They just keep losing their balance. That's a joke that's been going on Facebook, which has made me laugh, about the old lady who said to the young man, can you help me check my balance? So he pushed her over. I don't approve of pushing over at all. Not in the least, by the way. That's a completely wrong thing. So before you all start writing and shouting and sending me abusive emails, then I don't approve of that. So Monday, First day of the week. It could be Thursday, it could be Saturday, it could be, it's just strange, isn't it? But I'm with you today and loving you all dearly. Yeah, don't always show as I should perhaps, but I do. And, wanted to care for you and just praying for you. My friend who was poorly has come out of hospital, so that's good. I'm pleased about that. And praying for her and her son as they, try to adjust back. And I'm praying for you as well in all the ups and downs of life. Those of you who are working with your kids, and there's a lot of people praising teachers now, isn't there? Gosh, I couldn't be a teacher. Dear, oh dear, I'd be dreadful, absolutely dreadful. But also, of course, there's all the challenges that are affecting us just now, and lots of people will say, "Oh, well, there's a lot of people got it worse than us." Yeah, but no one's going through what you're going through at the moment. So take care, eh? And we'll try to take care. Excuse me. Oh, take care and look after yourselves. Look after those round about you, and we'll keep praying for each other. And just have this sort of moment of quietness, moment of thought, moment of reflection. Watch thou, dear Lord, with those who watch and wake or weep tonight, and give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend your sick ones, Lord Christ. Rest your weary ones. Bless your dying ones. Soothe your suffering ones. Pity your afflicted ones. And shield your joyous ones. All for your love's sake. Amen. In case you're wondering why there's no snoring, by the way, Isla is lying next to a radiator upstairs, thinking she would just be there for the evening. Her choice. She's a free dog, you know what I mean. Any ideas and suggestions for what to talk about? Let me know. Any jokes? Any puns? Anything like that you find? Please would you send them on. And by the way, if you're going to have a party in the moon, you've got to plan it. Bye.